Here's 3 steps to a worry-free inheritance for your family. I'm Kellen Bryant, board-certified elder law attorney, having planned thousands of estates. Here are the 3 main tips that I have. 1, get organized. A lot of people will have multiple accounts at multiple places. 4 401ks from their prior employers, not consolidated. CDs at 5 different banks because you're chasing interest rates. That is great for chasing bits of interest. That may or may not make a big difference in your estate, but what makes a big difference is the time it takes to sell your estate when you have to go to 6 different banks or find out where each of those 6 accounts are. So if your goal is worry-free, having it all over the place, unconsolidated, not streamlined on your investment strategy, that is number 1 way to start on streamlining your estate. Number 2 is you keep your direct plans simple, but you consider your contingencies in complex ways. So what I mean by that is generally simple is better with dividing your estate in equal shares. But where complexity comes in and fails there is if you are planning a bunch of devises off the top, that can create complexity if you don't have enough money. If you're creating specific assets and specific devices to certain people, like my son gets this property and my daughter gets that account, that could create unequal distribution problems. So usually we find that simple is better when it's that frontline predictable distributions, but don't underestimate the power of thinking in that second order effect. So what if my son dies? Where did the money go then? When you leave the rules murky in writing about these second order effects, does it go to the son's wife, the children, or my other daughter? That's where there's a lot of worry and stress about what you actually wanted when you don't articulate those second order effects in writing. And the third thing is get your planning in writing. And so on a simple side of things, if you have 2 children and 2 accounts, or a house and an account, you can put beneficiaries in a ladybird deed and then have a will that backs that up. That's a good way to have it simple and in writing. And if you're thinking about the second order effects, or you have multiple accounts or classes of assets or classes of people who want to receive things, then having a revocable living trust is much more feasible and streamlined for your beneficiaries. Comment below if you have any questions.